you're going to have to tell me if I've ticked all the boxes for a clean and reset video, because here's the thing. I can't watch them because I will go into a trance state. My eyes will start swirling like Bugs Bunny and the Looney Tune cartoons from my childhood, and I will march over to the supermarket and come home with $85 worth of cleaning supplies I absolutely don't need. And then I'll start cleaning grout with my Oral-B electric toothbrush. So I can't watch them. I just get very, very triggered into a hyper cleaning state. However, enjoy this. I really do have to disinfect though today because two things are going on. One, my household is just getting over COVID, so we've got to break out the really strong cleansers. And the other thing that is going on is that it's Chinese New Year, and so I have to clean, as I always do, the house top to bottom. For those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Helen. I am a half Cantonese YouTuber based in Toronto, Canada. Please do hit the like button and subscribe if you like these kind of cleaning videos. I've never made one before, so I'm curious to see what you guys think of it and whether you enjoy it and want me to make more. The LED mask that I'm wearing and this skincare that I'm going to be putting on, and everything that I feature here is going to be listed down below in the description box and also in the comments. And if I've forgotten anything or you want to know more about anything, do drop me a note and I'll try my best to respond to everyone. I usually like to clean on a Saturday, and my husband does help me. You'll see him popping up here and there, but not too much. And I start by tidying my room, looking around, seeing what I can put back, putting things away, tidying up the old makeup. Then I'm going to put on some laundry. The laundry's endless in my house. I think we put on the laundry at least once a day. We try not to, but somehow it just adds up. I like to use this Nellie's baking soda, laundry soda I think it's called, just for when I do whites. When I'm not doing whites and I'm doing colors, I just use the Tide Free and Clear, which does not have preservative called, I think, MCI or MCL in it. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's the only laundry detergent on the market that doesn't contain that. Even organic and like natural laundry detergents, they tend to have that particular preservative, which can be an irritant for skin. And so some of us here have sensitive skin. My skin is not that sensitive, so I avoid it. So that's why it's Tide Free and Clear, or whatever it's called for me, the stuff in the white bottle. Love these cute little vintage dishes that I picked up, and so I'm just emptying the dishwasher. This is not usually my task, but my son is not feeling great. Normally he looks after it, so I'm giving him a break today and putting all this away. In my house, I'm like the only person who knows how to put the dishes in the dishwasher in such a way that there's lots of extra space. Like, I'm the expert dishwasher loader, and so I try and take on this task myself, not because I want to, just because I am super efficient at it compared to everybody else. Finding that I'm a little bit overdressed, so I'm just gonna take off the sweater and pop on the old apron here, and I'm gonna keep going. I like to use these cellulose dishcloths. They're also called Swedish dishcloths, and I really like them a lot. They're biodegradable. Once you're done with them, you don't have to feel bad about just tossing them in the garbage. And they last a long time. You can put them in the wash as well. So I am disinfecting today, so I'm using the stronger stuff. Normally down here, I would just use Dawn, like diluted Dawn dish soap that I keep in a spray bottle. But today I've got to go for the heavy hitter and disinfect, really, because, yeah, people have been coughing and sneezing everywhere. I have escaped so far. I don't know if I'm gonna continue to escape this because it's got everybody except me so far. So have a look in the comments. I guess that's where I'll update you guys, but hopefully it stays away. And it's as good a time as any to just make sure that I deep clean here, deep clean the kitchen, deep clean the sink, and just get everything disinfected. I'm not always disinfecting things. That's just, I find that cleaning is good enough, but this time I actually did have to take it to the next level. Plus, there's the Chinese New Year thing. It's very important to clean top to bottom for Chinese New Year, but not on the day. You have to do it beforehand. You can't clean the house for Lunar New Year, aka Chinese New Year, because you will clean and wash and sweep away all of the good luck. So you've got to do it beforehand. And you know what? It feels actually amazing to have a really nice clean house going into the new year. I also do this before the, Western New Year, or, January 1st. So I have 2 deep cleaning sessions, sometimes nearly back to back, just depends on how Lunar New Year falls. So while I am doing a lot of surface cleaning, really the big deal before Chinese New Year, at least to me, the way I've always done it, is the idea of sweeping and vacuuming. The tradition of sweeping before Chinese New Year actually dates back to at least 241 BC, where there was like writing referring to sweeping before the Chinese New Year. As I said, it's just a way to get rid of bad luck from the old year and make room for the good fortune that's hopefully coming your way in the new year. We clean the house every Saturday. That's just our little ritual since COVID times. A long time ago, I used to always have a cleaning lady if I were working out of the house full time, but when I'm not working out of the house full time, it just makes more sense and I have the extra time and energy to do it myself. And like I said, everybody else pitches in. That's why you'll only see me cleaning my bedroom. My husband does the home office because that's one of the bedrooms in the house. And then my son, he does help with his. He's not the greatest at it, but I do help him with a bit of dusting and stuff like that. But he doesn't want to be on my YouTube channel anymore. I've discussed this actually in a recent vlog. He's just not into it at all. So he will not be appearing here. But like I said, my husband pops up here and there. I've got the robot vacuum going on now. I've got the broom, and normally I don't do all the things, like I won't sweep and vacuum and put the robot vacuum on. But listen, it's Chinese New Year, so nothing can be left unturned. I've got to get all the little bits and dirt and everything else, and I'm just taking this to the next level for me because I'm usually quite a bit lazier than this. But this is basically my spring cleaning before the spring, pretty much is how I would look at it. Although when I do spring cleaning, I do tend to like to get the windows and do a bit more outdoor cleaning, but it's snowy. I don't know if you can see beyond me here onto my deck. We've had a lot of snow. We've had a really icy, cold winter so far, so I'm not going to be outside at all today doing any cleaning. I'll just be sticking to the inside. This vacuum just bopped, you guys. You're on a tripod. It just bopped you, so I'm always replacing it. She's a little bit ditzy. She wants to help. She wants to be useful. She gets most of it, but like someone with problems focusing, let's just say that, she just will leave a nice little strip there for me to come back up and have to sweep up with my dustpan. So you'll see me coming in after her to just catch the last little bits that she has left behind. This is like an older generation Roomba. It's not controlled by an app or anything like that. And she's just not that great. She's always getting stuck somewhere or on something, which is kind of humorous, but also kind of annoying if I'm honest. Onto the dining room, which also doubles as my art studio space, and I'm just tidying up here. And once again, would I go to town on these chairs like this normally? Nah, I probably wouldn't. But again, the COVID of it all, the Chinese New Year of it all, means that I've got to just make sure I get every surface with disinfectant, basically. No matter what I do, I always splash watercolors all over this bookshelf because this is where I sit to paint and stuff like that. So there's always little paint splatters everywhere. It's unavoidable. I usually don't even bother, day to day, I don't bother cleaning it because it just gets resplattered again the next day. I'm going to wipe off this leather sofa with just basically a dishcloth, and that's what I use for dusting for the most part. The key with if you want to use a dish towel, if you want to use a dish towel to dust, the best thing to do is just have it a tiny bit damp, and the right amount of dampness, I heard this from a butler, is the right amount of dampness is if you dry your hands on the towel. So if your hands are wet and you dry them on this big dish towel, that's the right amount of dampness to do your dusting, and apparently that's the best thing just to do dusting with. You may differ, but I found that actually to be pretty accurate. Just going in with a bit of Windex glass cleanser, whatever you want to call it, and just giving everything a good wipe down. I've got this old Miele vacuum I've inherited from my mom. This is from the 90s and it's still going strong. I've had to replace some components like the cord here. No, not the cord, the hose, and even the little part that touches the floor. I can't remember what that's called, the cleaning head or something like that. So it's had new parts, but the motor itself is still going strong. So I'm just going to be getting in here on the stairs. Like I said, the sweeping is very important. Normally we just vacuum, but I wanted to really get into these baseboards and really just use my Velita broom. This is a broom from the brand Velita, which I think is an Italian brand. I always find I'm buying European cleaning products, especially from Italy. They have really, really good quality stuff. And so This is an extra step, just some extra dusting of the stairwell here, and it's so gross. So much dust collects there. Getting Niall, who's tall, to get the last little bits up there that I can't reach. Back in my room now, doing a bit more dusting. And into the bathroom. This room really needs a good disinfecting spray, so I'm giving it a very good spray and a very good wipe down. And I do more. I didn't catch footage of it all just because, do you really want to see me clean this bathroom for 30 minutes? I don't know, maybe you do, but I'm tired of actually doing it, so I'm certainly not going to film the whole thing. But yeah, giving everything a good wipe down. I used to use pump soap in the bathroom, but we've given up on that and just switched back to bar soap for now. Just this upstairs bathroom is just for us, so it's not like we're sharing it with people that are visiting or anything like that. So I just use like Dove soap and stick it in this dish. But the problem is the soap dish is always getting soapy. Onto the bathtub. This is absolutely the least favorite part because you have to bend over so much. I don't enjoy bending over. I don't know what it is. It makes me groan a lot, so I've muted some of the sound here, I think. What I like to use, though, is just Dawn dish soap in this dishwashing. You know, this is actually one of those wands that you use for washing dishes, but I keep this like exclusively next to the bathtub. And so if I've taken a bath with anything that's a bit, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Slippery, I'll just go in right away with this stuff with the Dawn in it, and then I'll just wipe up the bathroom really quick. And I find that just having this always on hand, just even sometimes between cleaning the bathtub, sometimes I'll just use it to just, clean the bathtub a little bit as needed because nothing grosses me out more than a ring around the bathtub. And I have been taking baths nearly nightly in the winter season. I just like a nice nighttime bath for the times I'm not taking a shower. I find it so relaxing, but I need it to be really clean. And so after I do this, actually, this is an extra step that I don't normally do, but because of the COVID, as I've said, I'm actually going to spray it down even after I'm done cleaning everything off with this wand. I will actually just give it an extra spray with the disinfectant, let it sit for a bit, and then come back and rinse it off and wipe it off as well. I don't love to clean, but I love things to be clean. Does that make any sense? Like if I didn't ever have to clean again, it wouldn't be any loss. It's definitely not one of my favorite tasks to do, but I cannot abide living in a messy space because it just makes me uneasy, just unhappy. I'm just much in a better frame of mind, and I feel more creative, more happy, more settled when things are all nice, neat, and tidy. But by all means, I'm not like super, super clean. I'd probably rank myself in maybe the top 10% of people that are cleaning their house and stuff like that. Maybe even the top 20. I'm not like super picky about it most of the time. But again, I just like it to be clean. Dusting off these side tables now. I don't know what it is about this bedroom and all the bedrooms. They get so dusty so quickly. So I do actually have to attend to the dust levels in here quite a lot. Going in with a quick vacuum. You're going to see now Niall at some point take over from me. He usually does most of the vacuuming. And he does a better job than I do, quite frankly. So he usually does that task. But when it comes to like vacuuming the bed and stuff like that, he definitely doesn't have the attention to detail that I do. And not that there's anything wrong with that. We all have different strengths, I guess. But like vacuuming the mattress top, that's just me. Like nobody else would ever do that in this house except for me. I absolutely do not vacuum the bed every single week. This is just like a seasonal thing. I'll do it maybe 3 or 4 times a year. But now that everything's off the mattress and the vacuum's already up here, it's as good a time as any just to give it a good vacuuming. You may not think much dust gets in there, but my goodness, does it ever? Once I had a completely clean vacuum bag and I decided to vacuum the mattress, and then I was just curious, so I opened up the vacuum and I looked inside the vacuum bag and it had like an inch of gray dust in there. It was pretty gross. So yeah, vacuuming the mattress can yield much more dust than you might think. Now time to mop. Putting away, the cleanser. I'm pretty much done with all this. I think the gloves, pretty much done with those. I don't need to wear rubber gloves when I mop the floor, but I do like them anytime my hands are going to be touching cleanser because they get really dry and chapped. But when I'm handling just the mop handle, doesn't bug me too much. Love this Ajax stuff because it smells like lily of the valley. This is actually imported from Portugal. I get it from my local grocery store that has a big Portuguese diaspora shopping there. So they've always got like Fabulosa and Ajax and all these great cleansers that you don't always see at every supermarket. I have a Velita brush and I have a Velita mop. Again, it's that same brand that I'm telling you about. But in the meantime, the laundry went off. So I'm going to put some of it here into dry. And then I'm just putting aside some stuff that I'm just going to hang off the banister upstairs to air dry a bit. I try and mix it up. I don't want to use the dryer too much. And also the air just benefits from having like sheets drying over, just leaving them out. The air could certainly benefit from the extra humidity you get from hanging out your laundry. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, but of course for a duvet cover, I would need to put that in the dryer just because I want it and I need it for tonight and I need it to be fluffy and clean. And then sometimes I'll just pop everything in the dryer for an extra 10 minutes when it's like 80% dry, just to make sure it dries all the way and to get any extra dust and anything else that's in it out of it and into the dryer's lint container, I guess, instead. This floor is actually painted. So it was actually like a patterned vinyl underneath it. And then my husband years and years ago, I don't know, we did whatever we had to do. I guess we put a primer on it and we painted it this off-white color and I kind of like it. What I do also really like though is this vinyl mat. So if you're considering a vinyl mat, the ones that lay really, really flat on the floor, they're really good. I really like this one. It really cuts down on how dirty the floor looks because you can see it's like a light color, but this heavily patterned floral mat, if I can find one that's similar, the same one, I'll link it down below, but no guarantees because this was not the easiest to find, this particular vinyl mat, but it really does help cut down on how much I have to mop the floors. They look pretty clean, considering we only mop them every Saturday. I mean, I think once a week for me is the right amount of mopping to do. There's some people mop every day. There's no world in which I can do that. Maybe though I need one of those mopping vacuum, like robot vacuums. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. Let me know if you have any experience with those. So my husband is now taking over some of the, not the vacuuming. He did some vacuuming, but now he took over some of the mopping as well. And I'm just gonna organize these 3 little containers we have. Each of us have our own basket for mittens and stuff like that because it gets out of control in Canada. We used to have like one big basket and it was just chaos. Nobody could find anything ever. And so each of us have our own dedicated. Mine is of course filled to the brim because I have the most winter accessories out of everybody. And then my son's is next to mine and then my husband's is on the end. And so this way we keep it kind of organized back here. And now it's time for a nice lunch. I made a big salad for us and warmed up some taco leftovers. And I even made plantain the other day. And so just a really well-deserved lunch because we're tired now from cleaning the entire house. Well, everyone, Gong Hei Fa Choi, which means Happy Chinese New Year or Happy New Year if you celebrate it. Hopefully this has given you some motivation to do your own cleaning. If you are celebrating Chinese New Year, you probably cannot do the cleaning now. I've not left you enough time, but that's it from me here. Hope you enjoyed this. Please do let me know what you think. Any thoughts, any comments, any thing that I missed, let me know down in the comments and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.